Hello, people. How are you? How are you feeling? Well, now it's time to start. So, welcome to our EFB Global Call of November. And this is I think, second or third call for the semester. Uh, third, considering August. So my name is Leonardo Hurtado, currently team leader of knowledge management and also project manager of EFB for this year. And welcome. So for today, we have this agenda. First of all, we have the check-in, then the global timeline and see what's going on in terms of EFB, GFB, MCs, and LCs as an overview of all of these bodies. Then let's talk about the November coaching cycle. Then about the global implementation package. And this is mostly one of the topics that will take more time. And then Q&A space. So in case you have any question, just share with us and I will try to solve your or answer this question. And then the checkout. So for the check-in, we have this activity. So you can go to this website, maybe in your computer or your phone. So to because here we will have the activity. Just let me open the presentation. We have the check-in. Okay, so here is the presentation. You can use this code 60554794. I see some people are right here who stayed a few minutes just to other people join, but I see 3 people right now. Join us. Also, you can use a QR code in case you are able to go to this, right, by this. Okay. Okay, so the first question, how was October as EFB? And you have different options. Come on, people. Let's see, one person. Now it's 2 people. Okay, here is the code again. Okay. Okay, now we see the results. So 39 said very good. Someone says very not very well. Other ones could be better. Excellent. And I think one person said okay. So we see the mood. So we had some people saying was very good, but others say not very well, could be better. So we can start aligning maybe what's going on. Okay, so no worries. Now the voting is closed for this. The next one, it's an open space. So you can put here what were your main learnings and challenges in October. And this is your time to put your words. Okay, first one say hard time managing the team due to conflict LC timelines. Okay, team management become harder with LC process. Performing it sober. Okay. What else, people? Okay. Execution of or your plans. What's the main challenge? Okay. This kind of things fast. Uh, it's very common. Some of the things that you plan didn't pass as you expect. That you can evaluate this and see if you can adapt your plans based on your current situation, or maybe create new plans, discard the previous one. So thank you so much, people, for sharing. So we have this. I really like this platform because we can see your opinions and yeah, what's in your mind. Thank you so much for sharing this. Okay, so let's talk about the timelines. So if you attend the EFB Summit or the previous call, you will see this timeline. So you can take that into consideration, because the idea is to see it, what's going on in terms of EFB, GFB, MCs, and MCs timeline. So right now, most of the things that occur during October general things was the Proud Financer Summit. This is for the MCVP's finance. They had a finance summit delivered by AIESEC International and also GFB. Also, they had the activity to basically finish all the Proud Financers Academy activities, taking the test, the content, and so on. Then we start launching the audit survey. This is a new survey for MCVP's finance. So basically, the idea is to check if their financial information it's accurate with different documents, proofs of their performance. And then in terms of LC's EFB share, basically from our side, we work on creating the EFB implementation package in the first step for new entities, but now we saw it's visible for all of the entities following the same package. Then so basically we closed this new previous months, September and October, for this timeline. We are right now in the middle of the middle of November. So at this month, we had the finance standard survey for MCVPs and the GFB survey change management period end. So basically, right now they need to start the consolidation of the data of cash flow execution at LC level. They have until November to January, first days of February, to consolidate this information. So in case of you are running data management in your entities, take that in consideration. Right now, the budget planning and execution had two ways to be report: the accrual basis and cash flow basis. We are going to upload this content in the EFB Chair Academy, so you will see the difference between these two ways. Basically, we have the accrual is basically the current one, and cash flow basis is the new one. So LCs and MCs must report their financial execution in both ways. Also, we had the launching of EFB global implementation package. We launched this on November 2nd, and you receive a newsletter about it. Also, all the MCPs and MCPs finance received that. And also you have the regular newsletter of EFB on November 6th. And the idea is start preparing and launching the share selections for EFB shares in case you are planning to launch applications for next year. And basically the rest of the semester, it's transitions, plannings, and prepare for the new terms that start next year. So for January, we will start the GFB new team and management team. So you will have a new team leader, a new chair, and so on. Also, the idea or we expect that the new EFB terms will start between January or February. That depends on your timeline, but also we are going to share some recommendations around the implementation package in terms of timelines, but this is the expected time to start the new EFB terms. So take that in consideration. And well, let's talk about the coaching cycle. So it's been a while since we pushed the coaching cycle, and we saw that in the previous 2 months, we reduced a lot the achievement or the number of coaching calls, and we considering that this is a very important service because we have the touch points between GFE and also the EFBs. We can understand the context and we can provide more specific solutions to you. So right now, what's going on? We have this coaching cycle. We are still on time of that, but from now, today, for most of some of us are November 13. For some of you, it's November 14. But yeah, so right now we had one call done, 9 scheduled, and we sent the scheduling emails for 20 entities, mostly the entities that already have EFB checks. So what's the call to action? Please approach to your coach in case you didn't schedule your call yet, and facilitate this because the expected deadline to closing the coaching cycle, it's on November 16th. So the idea is to have all the coaching calls done no later than this day. So take that in consideration. In case you have struggles with scheduling, this is something that you can align with your coach. And also take that in consideration that this is the expected last coaching cycle for this year, because November it's still a performing month. December, it's kind of complicated because we'll have the planning of a new management team, also the closing for the current GFE team, transitions, also at LC's level. There is the planning for some entities, for MCs and also for LCs. And it's a complicated month. Also, we will have in most of the countries holidays. So basically, December is kind of a closing month, or also we don't have too much activities during this month, and this is why we want to ensure that you receive the coaching cycle of November. In case you have I don't know, your coach didn't contact you until now, just approach to us. You can message me to Telegram. Also, you can use the Telegram channels in that cases. So yeah, you have this service, and we want to provide you this service in a better way. So keep this on track and keep this on mind. Cool. Okay, so the next part, it's talking about the implementation package, and this is mostly the main topic of this month because I want to explain you the package. So if you go to this link, you will see all of this content. You will see a PDF, different spreadsheets, slides, and different folders. So GFB create this implementation package. So any entity that wants to implement EFB for next year can follow this implementation package. We provide all the resources, and this is basically for different steps. So you will have the master tracker. This is the tracker that we are going to see and track from now until February in terms of the implementation. Then you have different templates like the timeline, and you can create your own copy and everything at this. And the implementation package basically had 5 steps. Selection processes, you will have the frameworks of selections here, EF establishment letter, the onboarding, basically the access of the EFB Academy, transition, and planning. I will share with you the folders, but basically this is the disclaimer. As I say, any entity can have EFB. So the current pilots, if you wanted, you can continue on EFB as the global implementation. And now any entity can join to the EFB implementation package. Why? Because now EFB it's a recognized body in Global Companion. So this is an official body. So we can open the offer to have EFB for anyone who wants to implement this. But the idea is to keep the port development services, but we need to ensure that we can provide the services for the entities that follow this implementation package. So to ensuring these services, we encourage you to follow this package. As I said, that has 5 steps, but to track you and any entity, it's the steps between 1 to 4, because planning also include port development services. So this is kind of the evaluation of the implementation of each entity. So I will go to the folder. So this is the implementation package. You will see this. Basically, this is the README document. You will see the explanation and general things around the selection, the different resources, sorry, since selection processes, the EFB establishment letter, onboarding, where is the classroom, transition framework. And basically, it's a quick explanation. So you have this. This is the first tracker, and this is the master tracker. So if you go to this, you will see basically a list of each entity in AIESEC per region. And so as you can see it, here is the first 4 steps of the implementation package. And basically, you will see different activities. Basically, share selection launching, if their share is selected, share is in the global contact list. This is something new. Now we have as an official body, the space under the contact list. If you launch the selection for members, and if the full team are elected. There is some deadlines or that you need to take in consideration. EFB establishment letter. So basically, once you have the chair selected, or in case you are going to keep the position, you need to send the EFB establishment letter, and the deadline is on December 31st. Then it's onboarding. Basically, if the chair of next semester, next term, is enrolled in the EFB Academy, and if this person take all the tests. And the last one, it's you have your own copy of the agenda. You can personalize this, and if you deliver the 100% of the transition. So basically, it's very easy. You need to go to your entity and mark as done the activity. So you can check like this. Only you need to do that, and automatically you will see the percentage of this progress. This is basically the things that we are going to track under the following months. Well, basically from November to February. Us as the current team, we will track until the establishment letter, because GFE term ends on December 31st. So this is the last activity that I, as the team leader, will track. And onboarding and transition, it's responsibility of the new team. I hope next week I can announce the new team leader of knowledge management. I hope so, because right now we are on selection process, or basically during November, it's the announcement. But this is something that you need to take in consideration. The launching, it's up to you. in terms of the dates, but you need to take that in consideration. We need all the new teams and mostly the EFB chairs for next term elected no later than December 31st. So you have a month and a half to do that. And because the establishment letter, it's mandatory for December 31st. And well, the other things is, for example, it's the timeline. So this is basically a grand diagram of this. You can create your own copy. This is a template. So you can make your own copy and have the tracking in your own drive or your own working spaces. It's basically the things that we are going to track. It's just you check the activities under the master tracker. So here is the template of the accountability that you will have. There is the job descriptions. So you will see here the job descriptions of the different bodies, EFB chair, for example, and per divisions, data management, audit, risk and research, and accounting support. We will keep the same structure recommendations. So the idea is you can have between 1 to 4 divisions inside your EFB. Will be the same, but basically you will see that here then the JDs revamp. And then in terms of branding and so on, we will have the EFB logo. So you will have that in case you want it. Okay. There is in black, purple, and white. And also here is the editable inside Adobe Illustrator. So in case you want to adapt the logo in terms of colors, just follow the Blue Book colors. This is the only requirement, and you will have this. And so to create your own icon images or so on, here is the logo that you can use. It's up to you. And then basically, as I said, here is the selection processes. You will see here the framework for chair, the application booklet, and the evaluation tracker. For members, is basically the same. You have the booklet and you have the evaluation tracker. For EFB establishment letter, so you will see this. This is the template, and basically it's to let us know as GFB and the global plenary that you have EFB inside your entity. So you need to modify this. You need to make a copy, and as remember the deadline is December 31st of this year. You need to put your entity, the contact details of the EFB chair, when the term of the EFB chair will start, when will end, the MC responsible of EFB, mostly it's the MCVP finance, the name, also the MC term, when the MC term start, and when will close. And we need the signature of EFB chair, MC responsible, and MCP. You will submit the EFB establishment letter on this survey. So let me always put the link. So basically, you will see this. Yeah, you need to choose your entity, the contact details of the MC responsible, MCP, and EFB chair. Also, when the EFB chair will start, and if the EFB chair will have a 6 months or 12 months of duration, and attach the letter in PDF format, and take care of that. The form only allow PDF format. So if you want to upload a Microsoft Office document, you can only PDF. And then basically the other steps of the implementation package is the onboarding. Basically, it's at the access of the EFB Academy. If you click on here, you will go to the classroom. So here is it. And you will see here the EFB Academy. So you can enroll only with AIESEC.NET accounts. You entities on your mind, it's not allowed. Only the AIESEC.NET. Just take care of that. Then it's a transition framework. Basically, it's another tool, and you can make your own copy of that. And then the last step, it's the planning. So you will have the planning framework. It's the same as this semester and the previous one. So basically, it's only make your own copies and work on that. And basically, this is the old implementation package. So the idea is if you can only copy these resources and start implementing, so you can't waste time in create your own versions and so on because of the timeline. But it's up to you. You can follow this or not. You can create your own booklets, your own framework, your own tools. It's up to you. The mandatory thing is basically being accountable, following the master tracker, and also attach the establishment letter and following the things on time. As I mentioned it, the selection processes for EFB chair and submit the establishment letter, it's mandatory for December 31st to ensuring that EFB can provide the board development services. Okay. Now, let's talk about timeline. And this is something that you can start unliking or thinking about it. But as GFB, we saw that for the entities that start implementing EFB in the first months of the year, like January, February, has a better time to adapt themselves for EFB. Why? Because EFB it's work or based on the LC activities. So they start at kind of the same time as the LCs, and they can start implement things in the same periods of time. And also the MCs has at least 6 months of previous work. So the MCVP's finance had more understanding of the routines and tracking accountability than the MCVPs that start implementing EFB in their first months of the role. So we saw that, and we saw it's more easy for the entities starting implementing EFB following the LC's timeline instead of the MC's timeline. So this is a recommendation. We recommend for the EFBs 2022 should be a 12-month term following the LC's timeline, basically starting on February 1st and ending in January of 2023. Also, if you change the LC's timeline starting January and closing December, it's up to you. Right now, the timelines is kind of rare because most of the entities are changing their timelines. But the idea or the recommendation, as we saw during this year, it's more easier for the entities to implement EFB if they're following the LC's timeline. So this is the recommendation. If you are going to follow the MC's timeline, it's up to you. It's okay. Just considering that, thinking about it, if maybe you or your successor can start having this change management to align EFB to the timelines, maybe for 2022 or 2023. but take that in consideration or thinking about it and start having these conversations. But this is only the recommendation based on our outputs of this year. Now, there is the scenarios. The current EFB chair will continue for 2022, basically for next semester or the full next year. Basically, you need to check the selection process of the EFB implementation in the master tracker. As you see it, the first question is if you already launched the selection and if you already have the EFB chair selected. So in case you are going to continue in the next semester, you don't need to launch a EFB chair selection package, obviously, but we need that you check these things. So we have the progress of this implementation automatically. So basically just go to the master tracker and check this. If you are going to launch a EFB chair selection for 2022, follow the implementation package. You need to launch the application during November and select the EFB chair. Also, you need to update the contact information of the EFB chair and NCVP Finance in the global contact list and submit the EFB establishment letter at this link. Here is the link of the form that you saw a few minutes ago. And just take that in consideration. The deadline for all the selection steps and establishment letter, it's on December 31st of this year. So just take that in, take care of the timeline. In case you need resources, you need help and so on, approach to us. This is also a good moment and you can take advantage of the coaching cycle of this month to align all of these things. So you can align the dates. If you need something, if you have doubts around all of these things, this is the right moment to do that. Cool. So the next part is basically having powerful questions. So ask yourself, and I will open breakup rooms so you can have a few minutes to sharing for this. If will you launch the applications for EFB chair? If yes, when you are going to launch those applications? What you still missing to have everything already? And what resources do you need from your own MCs and also for GFE? So let me just take a screenshot of this to put under the Telegram group so you will have the reference, and I will open breakup rooms for share. Just let me okay. So now we'll have two breakup rooms. I will give you 7 minutes to do that. So in 7 minutes, we are going to came back. Terrific. So we are back, and the next space basically a Q&A in case you have any question around the things that we share during this call or anything related to GFE or EFE. You can put your questions under the chat, or even you can raise your hand and open your microphone. No questions or good? You understand everything? You have
Hi, I have a question, but it doesn't connect with our topics that we discuss here. I want to ask about finance standards because we were waiting for a long time from the spring, and we don't have more information from those moments. Not from EFB conference, not from MC functionals. When we will have more information about risk management and investments?
okay. Around investment and risk management. I think, well, we are planning to upload content in the EFB Academy. Sorry for the delay of that. I was not aware of this request for you. Well, I think during the following next 2 weeks of November, we are uploading the financial and legal standard content, and it's including investing and also risk management. Also, I think by this weekend, we are going to share with the MCVP's Finance a different workshops that we are going to deliver as GFV in terms of functional activities. And one of the topics it's related to investing. So I think this will be the resources that we are going to provide for that.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Now, I want to know if the chair will continue the role. It's necessary to fulfill all the documents about EFB selection. Yeah, as I mentioned it in the previous slide. Where is it? Yes, right here. If the EFB chair will continue, you need to mark as done the things around selection processes. You need to update the EFB chair and MCVP Finance information in the global contact list. Now we have the tab of EFB chairs, and you need to submit the EFB establishment letter. The activities under the table, for example, in this row, let me look. This is basically for your case, and also all of these things outside the table. It's mandatory, no matter if the EFB chair will continue or will be a new one. You need to submit the EFB establishment letter. So yeah, you need to do that. Even you will continue for next semester or next year. Okay, any other question?
Looks like everything is clear now.
Okay, perfect. So that's it. Thank you so much. And
wait, did you read the question that is on the chat? Sorry.
Yeah, the question from
Okay.
this one. Yeah, basically, I just to repeat it. Yeah, you need to fill the documents and submit the EFB establishment letter, even if you are going to continue.